All right, welcome in everybody to Comic Book Women. Tonight we are going to be spotlighting, I think we described her as a powerhouse, Jen Bartel. She's amazing, and the girls and I are like, let's do this. So, Lucy, how was your weekend before we get into it?
It was good, I guess. It was nice. Spent some time with my husband's family, so it was okay. Yeah. How about you guys?
I worked, and more worked.
Aww.
Seriously, the whole weekend you just spent working? That's shitty.
Yep.
That's
I'm an
not
assistant,
fun.
so you know.
Yeah, with the holiday though, it's like you feel like you should slow down, but then I ended up feeling like the weekend just flew by.
Yeah, it goes by so fast.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the market report half of it, we're going to give people a second to hop in. But first, let's talk a bit about the wonderful Jen Bartel.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jen and I were kind of nerding out before the show because her and I both watched an interview of Jen at the San Diego Comic-Con. Jen, what did you think of her as a person?
Just that she seems super duper nice, and she's just so positive, and she is uplifting. Like, she wants to help other people in the community and like other artists, and yeah.
I love her hair.
Somebody in the comments of the interview we were watching were like, "Oh, she's getting her full Gamora on," but it looked really beautiful.
Yeah.
So guys, if you aren't aware somehow, Jen Bartel is a Korean-American illustrator and comic book artist. She's best known for her work with Marvel and Image Comics. She co-created Blackbird with Sam Humphries, and she won the Eisner Award for her work as a cover artist back in 2019. But how did she get started again?
So what's funny is that so she went to school for like illustration, right? She figured like children's books along like those lines, and then she just started doing fan art on Instagram and other like medias, just fan art. And then from there, IDW picked her up for Gem and the Holograms, and it's like what she started as a fan, just drawing. And she was even saying that like pretty early on, she like loves Storm, but that like she had a hard time drawing her, and or like different ethnicities, and that she worked on it, and she worked on it like really hard to the point. But now if you look at her, I'm like, damn, out of like a lot of artists, like look, people can be super talented, but doing multiple different kind of ethnicities is difficult. Like when you look at some people's art, right? You're like
getting the right shade of the skin and making sure you get the hair right. I mean, that can be difficult.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think just, and it's also cool to like go back on her Instagram. It starts like around 2011, and then just scroll through, because you can literally see, not literally, like you can see her style evolve and just get better. And I'm kind of, I've always liked her stuff, but I think now learning more about her, I'm like, now I think I'm actually a fan.
You like her even more every time you learn a little bit more and more about her.
Yeah.
She's just so down to earth too. Like, she just seems like a really sweet human being. And she said once her platform got large enough, she thought, okay, now I have a voice that's actually being heard. I'm going to use that voice to promote other artists in the industry, which is amazing. Because I mean, comic books, don't get me wrong, it's a great community, but there's definitely some shark eat shark type aspects to it. There are. So it's like the fact that she was still willing to kind of go out there and promote others, her competition, essentially. I mean, that's badass.
Then it was cool when she got to do the Adidas.
Right. Oh, I want those shoes.
Right. She has done Captain Marvel, and she did, what else? She did another one recently. Yeah, she has done like few of them. Like, it was pretty cool. Did she do Wonder Woman too, or no?
I think she has.
she did. I think she
She's,
did.
okay, the hard part about this like putting this together, some of these comics to talk to today about was number one. Lucy and I were talking about. We know the Drunken Chat that Ultra did Jen Bartel. We tried to figure out what covers he talked about. I went back. I could not find it. Lucy couldn't figure out. Like, right? We couldn't figure out. Like,
I asked Ultra. He's in the chat right now. I asked him. I was like, do you remember which one was the episode that you talked about it? Because he put a bunch of like, well, I guess, you know, if you guys watch Drunken Chat, you see that he does either artists or characters or things like that. So, and I remember he did one for Bartel but it was pretty well put together. So if anybody remembers that episode, go watch it.
Ultra, let us know, because I talked to Ultra a little bit about this too, and he's exactly like Jen. He's a team player, and he's like, girls, go to town. Huh?
Did you see Frank? So he got to talk, and then she was very polite and like, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she let him down easy. Frank's probably not used to that either. He's like, wait, you're saying no?
Excuse me? You say no to me?
He's like, do you know who I am? I am the Frank Gogol. Anyways, so guys, if you're just hopping in, we are going to do a quick market report here on Jen Bartel stuff. And if you haven't, please check out Frank Gogol. He does a YouTube show right after this called Comic Book Food Chain with Anthony and Aaron Yee, and they are hilarious. They're so much fun to watch. And I'm just screwing with Gogol. He's a really, really cool guy, very talented creator and writer. So check them out after this. But moving on, so before we go on to her covers, she was talking about some of the good parts of it, or what she considers the good parts of a cover. Do you remember this part, Jen?
About the coloring and composition?
Yeah, well, she kind of takes more of a design approach versus a narrative illustration. Yeah, so when she does a piece, she wants it to be almost a standalone piece, not necessarily a narrative to the story itself, but something that could be timeless. I think she called it evergreen when we were in the interview.
It's funny, when Britt was doing these slides, she's like, hey, you remember those, oh man, what was her name? Lisa Frank from the 90s?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Boulders? And I'm like, oh yeah. And then we were listening to an interview, and then they asked her like what she thought her art style was, and she was like, oh, an evil Lisa Frank. And Britt was like, boom.
Boom. All right, so let's hop into it. The first cover, as Jen was mentioning, she started out at fan art, but then IDW reached out to her for this one.
And it was, so this was a subscription cover. So you have, so it's a kid's comic-ish. And it just, I've never come across it ever since I found out about this, I want to say 6 months ago. I've been really trying to look for it. I can find the later issues, but I can never find this number 7.
I'm feeling her outfit. I like it.
Nice. Okay, so Ultra said he did it I did one artist every week for Women's History Month. So you'll find that during that month on Drunken Chat if you guys go back. It's on one of those weekends.
Perfect. So this one right now is selling for roughly $122 for a raw.
Mm-hmm. And then if you're lucky, around like 63, if you're lucky. Like, and then again, back issue bins, you never know. I mean, granted, it might have to be from a comic shop that was ordering more than like 5. So
that's what I was going to say. Like, I mean, I don't think you would come across them very often. I mean, this would definitely be one of those finds that you guys have to message us on, because it doesn't seem like it would be an easy one. I think it would be rare if you're going to try to find that one. Hi, Adam. But yeah, $122 for a raw copy of her first book. But I mean, that's a what do you call it when it's like an important part of the collection?
Well, it's where it's her
keystone.
Yeah,
like a keystone.
And I think that's still a good price. Like, I mean, I think she's still in the rise, so maybe like later on, it will be worth a lot more. So right now, it's like kind of a good time, and it's
I can't imagine
trending. So that's kind of good.
I can't imagine like wanting, because you know there's one collector or a few collectors out there who are like, I'm gonna own everything she's ever done in comics. Whole buddy.
I'll just say first published work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
But weren't there like so many of this run particularly?
Yeah. So when I was, it starts at 7. The next one we're going to do is her second. That's number 8. But throughout the whole run, it's just every now and then you'll see her name pop up. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Trish Costner from Stray Dogs. That she had her start in ponies, and then like it came through gems, and then she ended up getting other stuff like later. So it just, there's a lot
so
of.
If you try to go back, you're gonna be tracking down a lot of bugs. There's a lot of quantity before you start realizing.
Yeah.
Let's see. First published work is key. There you go. Tough to find, high grade without color rub and spine breaks, but they press nicely. This is from Ultra. And Flicks and Comics is in the house. Hello, JoJo. She said, Bartel Day, yes. Yeah. We were excited about this one too. So here's her second cover, and this one's October 2015, still with the gem. Interesting to see Bartel without color, right? Isn't it a little disorienting?
Yeah, but I really like, there's a TMNT cover like this, I think issue 50 or 51, that's very similar with like how the border, like what's it called?
The border.
You know how it
lining.
Looks, so the way you see the cover is like how I picture that they get the page to go ahead and do it on. Like the look at this is the cover for that. So there's an issue of TMNT 50 or 51 that's very similar.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, like the original, original,
like a storyboard look to it. Right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And you can still tell as Bartel by the eyes. She's the same like with Jenny Fritzen. You always know like their art because of the way they do their eyes. They have that certain way to do it. And like I don't know, they have their specialty, I guess, that you were able to recognize when it's when it's a certain artist, especially when you like, they have their trademark and you can kind of spot it right away. Even if it doesn't have color, you can tell it's Bartel.
Yeah. And then this is a retailer incentive.
All right, so that's probably where this price comes in. So the highest known value for a raw comic is $94.99. Guys, really quickly, if you are just joining us, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Cover Price. They are sponsoring the show. They are providing all this incredible information. So shout out to Cover Price. If you haven't checked them out, please do. They are such a good resource. I can't even tell you how much, like Jen put this together, but without that, I think it would have been a lot harder. Yeah. So they helped a lot. But back to this, highest known value, $94.99.
And then, but it's weird to see like the $2 sales in there, and along with the $39.20. So it does kind of range everywhere. I think sometimes people don't always know what they're posting, and so if you're on the hunt, it's still possible. I feel like you can get this for not.
This makes no sense. This makes no sense.
But if it's all about people listing, and that's one thing too. I've noticed is like when you look for certain artists. Yes, put their name in there sometimes, but sometimes just put in the title with the number, and you might get someone who didn't know, and they'll just have it listed in their normal. And then, oh, awesome, now I get this book for way cheaper than it should be.
Yeah, but look at this. This is 3 sales within 2 days of the same price.
What is it called? Is it called fatfingers.com, where you type in something and then it gives you all the misspellings of it on eBay?
Don't give your secrets out.
Cool.
That's one of your secrets, though. I don't know if we're supposed to be telling those.
Yeah.
Why not, right? Why not? All right. So that's her second cover. Mm-hmm. The 1 in 20, this came out in November 2016. Mm-hmm. This, again, looks more like Bartel to me. Now we're back on track in what I picture her stuff as.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 94 sounds like a big reach, right? That doesn't sound right. Something about that last slide just seems odd to me. There's something suspicious.
And there's like 30, but like the thing is, they kind of give you some different numbers to kind of give you like a range. So it's like you should never pay more than this. Just so you know, this is like the highest it's ever sold for. Maybe it was signed. Maybe there's something else that was like, was it like I don't know, like. But the 34 seems more in the range I might be comfortable with. If not, like $2 would be awesome.
Yeah, right. If we could find for $2, I'd be thrilled. So, okay, This is Slam number 1. I've never read this one. Have you guys?
No. I'm gonna add to my list though because it's interesting. So these,
I remember. No, I didn't get it.
These are the most recent. I didn't come across the data for this on Cover, but I found this. So you can see it kind of ranges in like the 40 to like 60, and then there's a couple of high sales back in March. Like, so it's. I think the big lesson is just keep stuff in your search history and star it or heart it, and then you might get lucky. Like don't when you see something, don't just click on it. It's like you don't know what else is out there. Like calm down.
Take your time. Well, that's what she's saying.
Oh,
Take
wait.
your time.
The
169 is a CGC 9.8 though.
Yeah.
And that makes more sense because it's guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sitting here looking at these, trying to figure out some of the numbers here. Because whenever I look at the numbers like this, I'm trying to find a trend of some sort.
Do you guys not? I hate that line. I really wish they would put what the person paid.
Yeah.
I wonder why they don't. Who are they protecting? The buyer, the seller? Like, what's the motivation behind putting that line there? Because it's definitely not helping the buyer, because it takes away our ability to know what the negotiating range is. But then for the seller, maybe they're doing it for the seller then, because they don't want the seller. If it shows what the seller is willing to take and they have multiples listed at that quantity, then what's the point of even listing it?
But if you put best offers, then you just kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, best offer. We have $100 book, and somebody will offer us 50. Somebody will offer us 20. Somebody will offer us 80, which is reasonable. You know what I mean? Like the offers are just so crazy.
Talking about offers. Recently, you remember we were talking about, I mean, this is completely unrelated, I guess, but on Macari, I had a book for $35, and they asked me if they could do free shipping for $16. I'm like, yeah, you're blocked.
I wish I had that ballsiness that you have to block people. I can't do it. I'm always like, denied, but here's my counter offer. I'm like always being nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2 books, and they're Venom, and it's numbers. I think it was like number 5 and 6 or something like that. It's like, come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
We are not doing Lotte tonight. Lotte is coming up. We have a special week dedicated just to her because, guys, trust us, we are huge Lotte fans. And so probably not this week, but the week after, we'll do a Lotte special.
Patient.
Be patient. It's going to be a good one.
We were looking maybe at July?
I'm thinking like the end of June.
Okay.
Somewhere in that range. Lucy is cutthroat. She's gangster. All right, so moving on to the next one. I love this cover. I think this is stunning. American number 8, the variant 1 in 25.
From the first volume. Yep.
Tell us a little bit about this one, Jen.
I regret that the last C2E2 before the pandemic, there was 2 of these sitting in like they had like a $5 variant, and I was like, I was buying so much, and I think that was it was on a Thursday or Friday. And I like saw it. I'm like, oh, I really like this. I'm like, ooh, but $5, because I like the $2 boxes. And to me, I'm like, I can get 2 comics or 3 comics for this, if not 5.
We've all made that mistake, Jen. We're with you. We've all done this.
Too. And and he's like, oh, he's like, oh, don't worry, I have 1 or 2 behind the thing too. And I was like, oh, so you have a lot? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I can just get this next time. Like, no worries. And then what? The prices on this staggering.
I feel for you. That story makes my stomach hurt. You could have bought them for like $10, and I would have been like, I'll buy all of them.
Yeah.
You never know, though.
Jen. I'll kick you too. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Here's the thing: is that you guys? We did a past episode about collections.
Yeah.
I do. My girlfriend and I have a thing. Usually, when I go to Comic-Con, it's like either a fair amount of money or a short box, and I can't really go over that. So when I get close, or I'm like, ooh, shoot, like I'm trying to, like, this is a Thursday or Friday, I still have a couple more days left, and
I pace yourself.
I just, like, it does bother me because it's like, oh, I could have gotten all of them, kept one, and then like given one away on the show and been like, $5.
This is insane, though. $400 is the highest known value for a graded 9.8, so keep that in mind. For a raw, you're looking at $210, which is still pretty incredible.
You know what? I think with America, like with the announcement of like America and everything, that's when it started getting crazy prices. Because I remember seeing this one, like seeing it for like $25, and I saw somebody on Instagram had it for that price, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it. And I was like, oh, I'll go a little bit. And then, boom. It just, I think they talked about it on Drunken Chat. And then after that, it was going crazy. And then I was like, damn it, I should have got it. Because I love, not because of the title, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful art. I love it.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
Like what you were saying earlier, I've seen a couple America covers. I'm not going to name them, so don't ask me, where the ethnicity on them doesn't look right to me.
Mm-mm.
And it's tricky. Getting the skin color is tricky. And that's what we were talking about at the very beginning, how Jen actually went out of her way to... Yeah, there's a lot of features that go into capturing a woman of color correctly. And she nailed it. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. But if you want it, you're going to spend at least $200.
Unless, my hope, because next week I'm going to be traveling with my family for 10 days through America. I am really hoping, and I am praying to the comic gods that maybe I'll come across one. And
you never know.
May you come up an extra 2 for me and Laura.
I know. I was just going to say that if you come across 1 or 2, I'll go in halvesy with you. I found 2 of the 12. Oof. Yes, that's a good one. That's probably that would be one that you have to write as.
She did a lot of that first volume America covers, like a couple. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just this one. She did a couple.
But this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, I looked at them before the show, and I think this is my favorite. I think she nailed it on this one. All right, let's keep going. Oh, damn it! Right when I said something about it being my favorite. This is, I think, become the iconic piece when you think Jen Bartel. Is that just me, or do you think automatically Blackbird?
Probably just you, because I feel like not a lot of people know about Blackbird.
Really? This and Silk are like the 2 things that come to my mind when I think Jen Bartel.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of?
I love this one.
The America cover.
The America cover? Okay. Lucy, when you hear Jen Bartel, what just pops into your head?
Oh my goodness. It's hard because there's a lot. I don't know.
You have a lot.
It's like there's different ones that they come to my mind, but Blackbird definitely it's one of them because I remember when this one came out and I was like, oh, I need to pick this up, and I got it.
Well,
you did,
and then she did the interiors too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, her and Sam Humphries were the ones that kind of developed this together, so. I mean, I guess that makes sense. All of them are gorgeous. What were you telling me about the foil one over there, Jen?
That Matt from Cover Price was saying that this is really hard to get in a high grade. But it is. So what I found out during the pandemic, and I don't know why I never thought about this before, is that like when you get a foil cover, they scratch really easy. And when they scratch, that's the grading. So this was from the local comic book day in 2018. And it's tough because 2018 and, so it's it ranges. I think when I was looking at the foils, I did find one for like 30 to 40, and I was like, that's interesting. And then these other 2 covers down here are also number 1 that she did. She did a couple variants. And just that series, I never read it either. It's on my to-read list. I have a big to-read list. But remember we were talking before the show about she had like 7 7 female artists do other variants for the series, and I'm like, oh man, I kind of want
Lote's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I cannot wait to do Lotte. We will get there. I'm getting ahead of ourselves again. But yeah, there was a lot of variants for this. But I think again with her Blackbird there, it's her use of color that's become her trademark. She's very, very particular on what she uses for placement wise. And in that interview we were watching, she was saying that she does consider her color even while she's sketching it out, because it makes such a huge difference in the composition where you have light colors meeting dark. She knows that's where the eye is going to be drawn. So like this one, for example, you look at her eyes and her lips and her nose, it's like boom.
Yes,
right where those.
I'm telling you, the eyes are always like, like when it's Bartel, because of her and Jenny, you could tell when. Because you know what, it's been a couple of times that I have gotten confused the covers when I think it's Jenny and it's Bartel.
Wait.
I've gotten confused a couple of times.
I'm ADD sidetracked. So how Aphra does
marrying the board?
Yeah, that's how you do. Like it took me such a long time to figure that out, and I didn't know that until I went to go back and reread my Marvel, and I had like that rub. I'm like, what the heck is this? Oh crap! It's because I slide it in, and it's like that stupid. So now, yeah, you marry the comic and the board, and you slide it into the bag. That's just how things need to be done.
It does take a little bit longer to do it that way. I think that's why people are like, nope, I'm just gonna slide it in. Especially when you're doing like hundreds, it does take a little bit longer. But again, yeah, if you
I think since I worked at a comic book store, and then we bag and board, like we do like bag and board first, like we do boxes of just bag and board. So the day that we will get the shipment, then we just put them in. So I think we were already doing that. So now, like, I'm used to that first, the bag and board, and then you put the comics. But I guess not a lot of people do that.
You gotta get into the habit of it. It's tricky. Okay, so Blackbird. This one's going for $59.99.
JJ said, and you said it
Rated.
too, Jen. I know you told us that that series, where is it at? Every single cover in this series is done by female artists, and I know you told us that, Jen.
Yeah, and the Blackbird ones.
There's like 7 of them. There's a lot.
Yeah.
That would be a whole show by itself, just doing like all these runs that have all the like the women. What would you do on? I'm getting sidetracked. Okay.
I mean, what's cool about this is I'm pretty sure that I heard that there was some kind of option used around Blackbird, and so it's $60 for a 9.8. So it's still, that's, to me, for 9.8 of like a number one, that's pretty cheap.
That's interesting. That's because it almost, in my opinion, holds more value than the America one does, because not only is it her cover, but it's her interiors, and she co-created it.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
the highest one.
Yes, that's true.
And it's the highest one was last year, but then it looks like the what's it I'm trying to say? FMV is still or in that ballpark.
That's interesting.
You will think, you're right, Laura. You would think that Blackbird will be a higher price and everything, but I think it's because of the whole America thing. That's why it's going. It's not only because it's her cover, but it's because of the America. How would you say it? The jazz?
The jazz, the buzz around it, right? The buzz, the excitement that drew. Yeah.
Yes.
100%. Oh, hey, husband. He's bringing me a refill. I don't know what you guys are drinking out there, but I'm doing limoncello shots tonight.
Yeah.
Flash back to Italy. All right. Okay, next up, 1 in 50, the Ironheart #1 variant. This is the one I was telling the girls before the show I would be the least likely to recognize off the bat as a Bartel. It would take me a second. I mean, maybe after a second glance I'd get there. What do you guys think of this one?
It's nice.
I like it.
I like it. And I was telling you guys off air, I sold this one for like $10-15. I honestly did not. I don't remember being aware that it was Bartel when I sold that one.
So she sold it for $10 or $15, guys, and I'm sorry, Lucy. Ooh.
Yep. So 9.8 in February, sold for $625, and then like look raw, you're looking around $250.
I need some. It's like acid reflex.
So I'm guessing this isn't an easy one. Like, you're not going to find this most likely in the back bin. It's going to be.
I mean, it's one for $50. Again,
you never know.
You never know, right? Like, some comic store who is really into gold and silver age could get in a collection of new stuff. Go like, this came out like. Not like what, 2 years ago, like whatever, I'll put this in that. You never know. Like, always check those back issue boxes.
I like how hopeful you are. It could happen, right? If you can find it. Again, we have yet to have one person message us since we started these market reports that they have found one of the books on here. And last week's, those were all pretty obtainable. So I'm talking about these higher end ones. If you happen to find one, we will feature that entire story on our show live, because how freaking cool would it be? They'd be like, oh, we were watching Comic Women and they mentioned this book and I found it for $4. We do take a half commission, 50% commission. That is fair. I don't think anybody's going to argue with that. Right? Oh, yeah. Finder's fee. Like, that would be their fee. Whatever. Informant fee. Next up, Power Rangers. Oh, Gogol, are you still out there? This is like his jam, right? Power Rangers, Ranger Slayer. Now, this one has some backstory to it. Go ahead.
So the one on the left was the first print. It came in a poly bag because it was a spoiler variant. And I remember seeing it at the comic shop. I'm like, spoiler variant. He's like, yeah, don't even, when you take the bag off, don't even look at the cover because it gives away the whole. What? And then and then the one on the right is the second print. But this is a really obtainable. Like I love this cover. Wait, is he? Oh, nice. Frank. No, no, no.
What
Anyway.
did Frank write? Oh, Frank. Yeah, he's a fan of this.
What?
Yeah, this is
What did you say?
Frank likes Power Rangers. Shocking.
What a nerd.
Power Rangers is great.
We just like messing with Gogol. We can't help it. If Gogol comes in, it's like you just have to mess with him a little bit. This is stunning. The lighting is again fantastic. So you can still get a hold of the one on the right.
But both of them are still. I was surprised how. I mean, if you got it for cover, awesome. And then if you, I think it's only like, oh, shoot, can you slide?
Look at Matt DeVoe says Go Power Rangers is in his name. Frank Go. Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one.
It's all good. All right. Lucy liked it. There we go. What's this going for?
So yeah, the one that you see, the listings you see on the left hand side are what's currently the lowest three, and then the right hand side is the data that I got from Cover Price, and it's in that ballpark of like it's super obtainable. Like if you can't get that Ironheart and you really like her, like again the art I thought was stunning.
Yeah. Oh, his book. It's a FOC that I think the book that he's coming out, the Power Rangers one.
The Phantom Ranger one?
Yeah.
Go Power Ranger. That's funny. So this one's still attainable. Again, this is one that you could probably still hop online and grab it. Quick shout out to everybody that's watching to Cover Price. They helped so much. They are sponsoring Comic Book Women and providing us with all the information that we need to provide these market reports.
Yeah. And
pretty cool.
I mean, sponsoring, so we all got memberships. That's pretty cool.
We're very happy. All right, let's see here. Moving on. Oh, we were talking about this one before the show. I'm salty about this one, but this is the Dr. Aphra number 6 variant, the 1 in 25, which at the time, I was telling Jen, I was debating between purchasing this one, and then you had the Frozen cover that came out afterwards, after this one. And I went with the Frozen.
Me too, because, you know, you only have a limited amount of money, and you're like, oh, 1 for 25, this one or this one. And I like them, like, both. I'm like, but I can only pick one.
Was this a ratio number, a variant, or?
Yeah, it's
okay.
1
in 25, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But this one's gorgeous.
But it just blew. I was so. I knew it was great. It looks great. Like you just like, man, that looks amazing. Mm-hmm. But then, okay, I'll get it maybe later when it comes back down. Maybe it'll come back down. Like, 'cause sometimes the ratios go up. So like, you know, they're 25 and they pop down to like 15 or 10 and you're like, yeah, if not 5, like 10 or 10. And then.
But this is going back to the beginning of the show when we were talking about her art style. You take away the trade dress to it, and this is a standalone piece. This is a evergreen work of art here. I mean, it's beautiful. The composition's on point. The coloring is fantastic. I didn't buy it, and now it's going for $202.
Bruh.
Wah, wah.
I mean, you might get lucky and get it for around 140. And then graded.
That's getting lucky, though. 140 is getting lucky. I'm like, I could have got it when it was like $10. Yeah.
Wait, for how much?
When it was around 10. Well, because.
Oh, that's right. Because you're, yeah.
I know a guy. I could have got it for me for less. I know a guy. But it's like, damn it, I should have just, from now on, girls, let's make a pact. Whenever we have like should we buy either or? Let's just buy both.
Yeah, probably.
Food and water, meh. I mean, Chicago's not even that cold, Jen. You don't need heat. You're just being a wimp. Wear a beanie.
When it was negative 30?
Well, what does that even feel like, man? The coldest it gets here is like 60.
It hurt to breathe, and then the car wouldn't start at first, and it was horrible.
Laura, so and we don't need AC. We're good. We can just freaking pass out. But, you know, who cares?
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's like a sauna in my house if I turn it off. But all right, so guys, if you're just hopping in, you can get this one. The highest known value was 202, but if you're getting lucky, you might be able to score it for about 142. But it's a beautiful cover. This is one that I would think you would want in your collection if you are an avid Jen Bartel fan, which aren't we all? Yeah. Same here, Jen. What does it say? I think it's going to come down. Oh man, I don't think it's coming down. Ooh, keep going up. Ooh, Abbott. All right, tell me a little bit about this one, Jen.
So Abbott number 4. This is the one for 25. It came out this year. Oh, sorry, Abbott 1973 came out this year, and so this was Boom, right?
Yes.
So Boom it's really funny because Frank's in the chat. Like, Boom offers ratios on their website for ratio price. I remember seeing this and being like, oh, I have time. And then I waited too long.
You need to stop doing that, Jen. You don't have time.
Are you seeing a pattern, Lucy, with her? I got time. No, you don't.
We all do that, though. We all do that. I've done that many times. But yes, gotcha.
But she did a fantastic job. Like, but then I don't know.
Unfortunate. I can see her pain,
her internal struggle here.
There's times that being frugal hurts.
Yeah, it's rough.
Because
this Abbott book is Bartel doing her best Frizzen. Ooh.
I was just gonna say that I thought it was Frizzen again. I'm telling you, those two are like so close.
Actually, so Ultra brings up that interesting, the unlockable black and white version. What's really funny, when I was looking this up, I almost posted it on here, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to say it until I get one. But now I'm like, well, we're all live, it's fine. So the black and white version is actually cheaper currently on eBay than the colored. I found a couple that are in the $10 range to $20 range, and then it was selling for, like, one sold for, well, it was $1 but $15 shipping, so $16 or whatever. Another one sold for like around the 15 mark. Another one after that was like 17. So if you want this cover, but you can't afford the color version, get the black and white version.
And then maybe send it to her so she can color it.
No, yeah, I stand by what I say. If I'm going to invest in a Bartel book, I want the colors. The colors make Bartel. Like, you can't get a black and white and be satisfied with it, right? At least that's just
I
me.
might have to be for the prices, because when you show the next slide, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Well, look at this one. This one's going 100, 175 for a very fine near mint, 180.
So what was funny is that when I was looking at the sold, I was like, oh, okay, like 50, even though ideally 25 or less, right? But 50, okay, and those are the last 3 sold.
So, but those are the last 3 sold, right? And those are that much. So probably, why those prices?
So I don't know what happened after those 3 sold, that the people who still had them were like, you know what? I'm going to times this up. I'm going to make it $100. I'm going to make it almost $200. And I'm like, why would? But if you want it, and that's the only price you're seeing on eBay. I mean, I feel like
send offers then. Send the offers for the whatever it sold last time. I mean, you might get blocked.
I mean, because if you're going to ask 50 or 60, the person selling it for 100 plus shipping, like, I don't think they're going to take 50.
Yeah, and
that's still, to me, it's like kind of pricey. I would almost in this instance to quell my, like, oh man, get the black and white version temporarily until these prices come back down.
Yeah. Just send offers. I would suggest to send because that's just kind of dumb. If it was selling for that much, if it's sold for 180, then and it's sending an offer, for $50-$60, then it will be, oh, that's messed up. Don't do that. But if it's not selling for that much, why are you charging that much?
Because no one else is listening. I don't know. It was crazy.
Because they have the power at that point. Look at this. That might be the new thing at Kong's. No more blank covers. Can you cover my black and white?
I like that.
I wonder if anybody's ever done that. That's kind of brilliant, right? You take your black and your white, you're like, just add a couple little strokes here.
Yeah.
Here, I bring you colors. Color my.
I mean, I think that's brilliant. I like watching books on eBay. The seller usually sends offers. If you're watching books,
exactly. So just watch those, and I'm sure they will end up lowering or whatever.
Not for 25.
Yeah.
I hope.
Guys, if you are just joining us, welcome to Comic Book Women. Do us a favor and give the show a thumbs up. That's our way of knowing that we're doing a good job here. We are sponsored by Cover Price, so make sure you check them out. All of their information is so good. This is like
it helps you for a seller. If you're a seller, it helps you, makes your job easier to see what's the latest price. So, which I've been using now. Like I've been a member since 2019, 18 or something like that, and got the you can view 5 for the free subscription. So you can view 5 a day.
Yeah.
Or
I like that.
They have different packages with, so go ahead and do that.
It's funny. I was laughing because I realized that if I was trying to buy from Lucy on eBay, she would totally block me.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Oh, she probably would.
I wonder, have I blocked you before? Have you been blocked by me yet? Have you been victim of Lucy? Just kidding.
She's like, yep. If you guys are just joining, though, we're talking about the Abbott 1 in 25. This is a fantastic cover. Again, she nailed it. Look at the strength in that expression. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. In my opinion, don't bother with the black and white. I would want the color, but that's just me being picky about it. The black and white's more affordable, so I guess if you can't have the color, that's the next best thing, right? Glenn, we're so glad that you have your daughter watching this. This is awesome. That's exactly what we want to hear. We want to bring as many girls and women into this community as possible. So tell your daughter we're thrilled to have her. We welcome you.
Yes.
Lucy, unblock me on Macari. Speaking of women in Marvel and women in this community, what a great segue. I didn't mean to do that. It was by accident. But this was my pick for the one that recently that I was like, okay, this is stunning. This is Bartel at her finest. The Silk #1 for the Women's Month. Hi, husband. What do you guys think of this one?
And this is the one that JoJo said on Nearing Nirvana that got her to read the series, which is really good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. All those covers that she did for that month are beautiful. The one that it got me to pick all of them was. Go ahead, Jen.
Well, wait, are you trying to talk about the
She-Hulk?
Yeah, wait, yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold your thought there. Hold your thought.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I love this one. I love how she looks. It's just such a beautiful cover.
Yeah, I mean, this is Cindy Moon. It kind of, if you guys haven't read this series, it's really good. Of course, it takes that classic approach of the reporter by day and badass by night, but this it's a good read. It's a really good read, and I think the way the approach she took to this character is stunning. So right now, if you want to pick that one up, it's still reasonable. Thank God, right?
But here's the thing. I see these prices and I'm like, okay, well, so these are on eBay. Yay. These are on eBay. And I'm like, oh, here. Okay, when I see this, that means I'm going to go to my local LCS and then just pay cover so I avoid shipping. And then you don't, right? Like whenever you're sitting really low on eBay, you're like, okay, that means I can get it.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Might as well go to your look, me. I only have 3 comic book stores around me. Not all of them got these, not I think
really?
only one or only 2 stores got it or something like that, and very limited. I think where I got it, they only order for me and then a couple others. So like if I wouldn't had pre-order, I would probably have to order from eBay or any other store. But yeah, so
it's still obtainable and it's a beautiful cover. I think that eventually this one will get more love, but for right now, I think the coloring is fantastic. I mean, that perfect marigold yellow in the background.
A lot of her work is perfect for signing. Like she leaves really good spaces for just like
right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, can you guys see my cursor?
No.
Right here.
I can see now.
That's where she would sign, right? It doesn't obstruct the artwork. But yeah, that's the wrong way. That's a good one. All right, so this is where, Lucy, go ahead.
Okay. That She-Hulk is just so beautiful. And because of that She-Hulk, I wanted everything. But I wanted that one. I pre-ordered that one and I didn't. Again, I didn't get it.
Oh, you pre-ordered it?
Yes, and I didn't get it. They didn't send it to the shop. He said that he ordered, but some reason he didn't get this one. Then I was right after I found out that I didn't get it. I was trying to order from other places, but it was sold out. Then one of my friends, Customs Labs, he told me that it was a low run print. So this one sold out basically everywhere. And what I know, like this one was like selling on eBay for like $20, 20, 15, 15, 10, 15 bucks from 10 up. Thanks, Rob. And yeah, so I got all of them except that one. And I just another one that I know that is going for that's the only one that is sold for more than cover price. It's the Ghost Rider that is sold for $29.99, I think. And it was he posted on his Instagram, he sold it green blue artifacts, I think. He posted that he sold it. He said that he has no idea why it's sold. I think somebody bought it for that much because there's still a lot for cover price. But he sold it for $29.99. I believe it was like a bit thing. It wasn't something that he put, so there's a lot for cover price, but that one is he sold it, and that's the only one that it's for that much. So it's crazy. So
that's your favorite out of this screen? You go Hulk? She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, yes.
What's yours, Jen?
Oh, I love it.
It's tough. I
know. How do you pick, right?
Well, you were saying in our pre-show that what was the bundle deal for this for a while?
There was a bundle. It was like $30, and you got all of them. And I was like,
8 comics.
I got time.
8 comics for like $25-$30.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what site it was. It's sold out though. But if you try to find it, it's gone. But it was an option at one point to get all of them as a bundle, which I should have, would have, could have.
Yeah, I know a few people got the bundle.
Yeah, it was a fantastic price. But my personal favorite, I like the Spider-Woman here.
Well,
I mean, gorgeous.
So it was kind of cool that I didn't have time to like. There's a lot of slides, so I was like, But that Image has a magazine called Image Plus. The volume 2, number 12, from October of 2018, is a Jen Bartel cover that talks about Blackbird. So I'm like, oh, interesting. In August, does that mean that might be a true first for Blackbird? I don't know. Probably a preview, so if you think about it. But it was just cool. That was a magazine. She also did a horror magazine cover called Razor Blades Horror Magazine number 1 from December of 2020. She did Sex Criminals number 29. Like, we can literally, again, 60 plus covers.
The Sex Criminals one is fantastic.
Wait, you have a picture of it?
Oh, I think I might.
I don't know if I can show that.
No, you can't show it because it's...
I don't think I can, but it's really good.
Dude, I looked everywhere.
Look it up. You might get a virus.
It kept being the pink, and I was like, I think I have it somewhere, but I think I left it in the poly bag. I didn't take it out.
Let's see. You're getting some offers here if you want it. James said he has several. PM them.
Yeah.
You need She-Hulk, man.
Awesome. Yay! Because that's the only
That'll
one
make
that
her happy.
Yes, I need that one.
All right. Oh, go back to this one.
No, this is good. So so we always like to do, if you can't, I mean, the Silk one and some of the women in Marvel, great. But if you are looking forward to some of her, like, again, she has a lot coming out. This one I think is one of her, a lot. So we just picked 4. Although, so the Demon Days is coming out soon, June 16th, if you're driving. And then now the Mother of Madness.
I can't find an image for it, man. I've been looking and I can't find one, but... Yeah.
And she hasn't posted on her Instagram either, right? Because usually they'll post on Instagram like
Instagram or Twitter and nothing. But it's like, okay, it's Jen Bartel and Mother of Madness from Image. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but we talked about it, right?
Yeah, Amelia Clark. This was Lucy's pick for a fan focus on Nearing Nirvana a few weeks back.
Yeah.
She picked this one for hers.
You know Amelia Clark, Mother of Dragons.
No, Mother of Madness.
I think more Me Before You. No. Such a good movie. So sad.
I've been meaning to watch her as Sarah Connor.
Oh. mean, I should get that too. I like her. I think she's a great actress, but you guys, if you don't know, Amelia Clark is developing this comic book. She wrote it about a mom that's basically a superhero. That's the best way to describe it. And they're not releasing any of the images. So my advice is if you end up finding this one,
only cover A, yeah.
Right. If you end up getting if you find a cover B, I would snag it up. I don't see how that could be a bad thing.
I placed a pre-order for cover B. It was funny because the store's like, there's no image. I don't care.
I don't care.
It's gonna be Jen Bartel. Like, I mean, now this will be my second time where I blindly buy a comic cover without seeing it. The first time I did it, I was a little upset, but but it wasn't her. So I'm really hoping.
Oh no! Do not jinx it. Knock on wood.
She's not gonna spit on her, but the movie was horrible. It was horrible. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either. We'll get to it. So that's coming out, and then Lucy was excited about The Good Asian #3. Very pretty cover.
Yes, oof. That one. That Good Asian was my pick for Near Nirvana #1. I think it was. Was it for a few weeks back? And again, I didn't get it. I got it late. Actually, he gave it to me late, so I just got it. I need to read it, but I knew this one was coming, and I'm excited for that cover.
It's beautiful.
Off subject and ADD because I'm reading chat. JJ Maxwell. I liked what's her real name? Lena Headey, who plays Cersei as Sarah Connor. That Sarah Connor Chronicles season 1 and 2, and they left it on that cliffhanger. Ugh. Anyway, so The Good Asians comes out July 7th. You might still be able to get this pre-FOC, right?
Yeah, you should. That'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah.
But what we three are most excited about, I think, is
super excited.
Killer Queens #1 coming out August 18th. Jen Bartel is doing, I think, the variant cover C. Yeah. And who do we just talk to that is writing?
Yes.
So guys, on our podcast, we have a separate podcast called Nearing Nirvana that airs on the weekends. And this past Friday, we interviewed the Canto creative team. So we had artist Drew Zucker and writer David Boer, who wrote Killer Queens. On our show, we did an interview with them. They are fantastic. David is hilarious. He described this as Guardians of the Galaxy. Which I thought was so fantastic. He's like, that's the best way to put it. They're assassins, and they bring in assassin. So this comes out on August 18th. He said it's a really fun read, and I think it'll be a good one. And Bartel, he said he was so excited that she signed on to this and did a cover for them, and I'm pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, pretty excited for that one. Especially, I love that cover. He talked about on the show. If you guys want to know more, we talked about that cover, and he gave us a little what was the inspiration on that cover. So definitely watch the.
It's an homage to.
Don't give it away, so I can watch the show.
Go and watch it.
It's super okay. Watch the show. Damn it. I'm like, it's kind of obvious.
Yes.
Okay. I won't say anything. So watch Nearing Nirvana. Just search Nearing Nerdvana, and you'll find the three of us. We'll pop up. All right, now, as we're moving on, that was the market report on Jen Bartel. Now we're talking about the things that we're excited about that come out tomorrow. So we're going to switch gears a little bit here. I am up first, super pumped about Basilisk. Lucy and I were battling over this pick because she's excited about it too. This is such a cool story. Basically, they operate as a hive mind. The character there, they operate as a hive mind, but she decides to break away. It's so neat, and the covers are stunning. The center cover is just the regular trade dress, and then the outer two are exclusives by Megan Hutchinson, which I thought were so cool. We've interviewed her before, and she talks about her love of drawing trees and incorporating trees into every cover she does. So this is like right up her alley. The first thing I noticed, I'm like, oh, look at all these trees. What do you guys think?
I like the ratios.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. As soon as I remember reading this on previews, and he wants to talk to me while I'm talking. I remember reading this on previews book, and right away I was like, I need this, and I added it to the pool right away because I knew I needed to have this book. So when I saw you guys were doing an exclusive, I thought it was pretty awesome. And it's still available, you said, right, Laura?
You know, it's shocking to me that we still have this on our site. But yes, guys, if you're interested in the exclusives, the outer two are the Bird City Comics Megan Hutchinson exclusive. If you're interested, it's still available. But The same thing happened with Nottingham. We had a Nottingham cover, and it just sat there for weeks. And I was like, are you guys crazy? And then one day it just sold out. It just went nuts because people got the story in their hands. They started realizing what a badass story this was. And I mean, again, this book is, the storyline's fantastic, but again, the artwork's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? But we're biased, so we kind of love Megan Hutchinson over here. Who doesn't?
True. But I did just those pretty cool covers.
It's very neat. So again, it's about a hive mind, the member of a hive mind that breaks away, and she kind of keeps her eyes covered because that's like the source of her power. Yeah. Let's see here. Moving on. Oh, wrong screen. Lucy, this is you.
Ooh, this one. I didn't know this one was coming out actually just till today when I was like trying to find something for my pick. And what are you eating, Laura? That looks good. I don't know what it was. I want it.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm eating guacamole. I didn't think you'd notice, but
yummy. But yeah, like I just saw that it was coming, and I thought it was pretty cool. I really like that cover. I'm guessing it's cover B, the one all the way to the left. Give me a second, please. And and it's based also on the movie. So it's DC is releasing a bunch of horror comics. So this is, I think, one of the first ones. This one and then the lake in the house. What's the name? That you also did a
House on the Lake?
Yeah,
House on the Lake.
Yeah, you guys also did an exclusive.
Yeah, Megan Hutchinson again, actually.
Yeah, and so there's those two first, kind of like the one of the few ones that are releasing 17 horror comics, and so this is one. If you guys like the movie, definitely pick this one up. I need to pick this up. So
I really like that cover on the right hand side.
Yeah,
like VHS, or was it? No, it's a book.
It looks, yeah, it's like no, it says VHS.
It says VHS on the bottom left.
Okay, yeah, it's cool.
Oh
right?
man, I was talking and Romy muted me. Damn you. I was saying on the bottom left, and he muted me. Isn't there another? Yes, there is. Yeah. It is. So it says, what I read a little bit, it says it's a little bit of a tie-in to the movies.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, and then I think the writers of the creators of The Conjuring, so they also, I think, help write this too. So it should be good.
All right, honest question. When you guys read horror comic books, like most of you out there have watched this long enough to know that I am chicken shit is the best way to describe it. I get scared really easily. Do these comic books have that same effect? Like, I can read a novel and be terrified, but do the comics have that? Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, Infidel, it's one of the books that have creeped me out the most.
That's really good.
It has taken me a while. I still haven't finished it because it still scares me. But yes, it does, especially like having
chills.
I think
so. I want to say that when I think we talked in a past show how I passed up a Walking Dead #1 when it first came out because I was like, black and white, meh. And then years later, I'm like, oh, stupid Jennifer. And then I got the compendium for like $20 at a comic convention because it was like a torn cover, but I'm like, well, I just want to read the story now. And within one weekend, I finished all 49. Like, I just couldn't put it down. But then I finished after the weekend of reading it, went to go to work that third day, and the way I viewed the world was different for a while because when you're reading it and you're just next page, like, you get into that world and you're like, this is messed up. People are messed up. These zombies are messed up, but people are messed up. And then you're like talking to people and you're like, what is your intentions? Like,
you go out to the world all suspicious. What are you conjuring? Right there.
Yes. It is. Yes, true. You know, like they get to you, especially when you like. I like to read a bunch of like at a time. Like, I don't each issue. It's a little bit, but yeah, I read. Yeah, I don't know. You should give it a try to see how you feel.
I've read Joe Hill stuff. I mean,
it's good. I think it's a little bit different. It's not as creepy. I don't know. But
Do you guys get nightmares?
huh?
Do you get nightmares from reading horror stuff?
Not really.
Regression.
Regression.
Oh,
That was
those
weird.
covers are
Yes.
creepy as shit, man. I don't know if I could read those. That would
Like Cullen.
start slow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So definitely, yeah, that's something that you guys want to check it out if you guys like all those country movies.
Look what Anthony just showed me. It's the Basilisk cover. Oh shit! There. Can you guys see
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
Is it the one for
man.
25?
Oh my
This is the
god!
125
I
Dan?
saw that, and I thought I was like,
This is the 125. What is this?
It looks nice.
no. It's just like cover B, I think.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cover B.
Okay.
Sorry, my camera's
Can you
messing
guys
it up.
give me one of those? I
Lucy
didn't order it.
Watkins.
I didn't order that one because I thought it was like a mistake. Oh, I just ordered that one. That's a long
Red Room. I've heard about this one, and then check out the Frozen Noctura that just came in.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah,
So pretty.
I didn't order that one because I thought it was like a mistake. I was like, they must have messed it up. I didn't think it was a real cover. I thought it was like, I don't know.
It's
It was-
really
I
pretty.
thought-
It has the
like
eyes covered.
Noctera. But it looks like Noctera. Like I thought it
It
thought it was
does.
that's why I thought it was a mistake. I thought it was a Noctera cover because there's another one that is like that, and I thought they made a mistake.
Jen, have you ever heard of this guy, Tales from the Dark Side, Marco?
Marco, what? Does he maybe do like Star Wars click on Sundays? I don't know. It's fuzzy. It's fuzzy.
Star Wars stuff on Sundays. Guys, if you are not watching Tales from the Dark Side, you are missing out on the best place to find Star Wars information. Marco's fantastic. Jen makes appearances. Are you on it every Sunday?
No, work has been
Pain in the butt.
yes. And I'll be driving and fixing stuff, and I'm like listening to them, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be doing this. But I will say that tomorrow is gonna be interesting. Peter, who's also on Dark Side, Peter Renna Vision, and Marco are gonna do like a Carnage list on Peter's show tomorrow at 9.
Oh, heck yeah. That'll be fun. Yeah, so check that out, guys. Marco's good people, and he knows his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Jen's up.
So I liked Batman the Adventures, the first couple stories, and now they're back in this continue part 2. Season 2. And it's fun. It's Paul Dini. I haven't read it yet. It came out today, I believe. I like the cover on the right-hand side a little bit better. But I'm looking forward to reading this just because I loved the animated series. And basically they just, like the first season of the comic book, they kind of took these stories that we all know from the comics and put it in that animation realm, which was really cool. And then they did a couple new characters. And so when they did that, those books popped off and I was like, that's funny. And then this is going to be in a continuation. And I mean, I believe from what I've seen from reading the previews of like description, Deadman's in this, and I think they're going to go towards the Court of Owls. I'm looking forward to reading this very much.
Nice. That's
You and
cool.
Anthony both. He's so pumped about this.
Do you guys hear about Batman? They're going to do a Batman animated series coming back out.
Anthony was talking about that. He's obsessed with the one. He made me watch. Oh man, he's gonna give me so much shit. It was really super violent.
The one with the Grey Ghost. I love that one. That's one of my favorite episodes. The Grey Ghost one.
Okay, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a part in the scene like where he throws the girl down and like rips her shirt open.
Is it the one when they're on like that cat island? No. Or is it the Talia one?
Damn it, Anthony! Hell no. It was one, but I watched it. I'm like, oh my gosh, these movies are intense. The animation is so cool.
Oh, was it Mask of the Phantasm?
Yes. There you go. Okay, thank you. That's what drove me nuts.
That was a good movie.
I was talking about that movie you made me watch, the violent Batman one.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm.
No,
Yeah,
we watched Death in the Family.
Oh wait, no, he said no. Was
Oh, gotcha.
it? Was it?
Yeah, the one where Barbara Gordon throws down with
Yes!
on the rooftop.
That one.
Oh, I didn't
Okay,
like
so
that.
No, the
I didn't
Killing
like
Joke.
that.
The Killing Joke
That's what we watched.
is what we watched.
Oh, the animated version of that. Yeah, I didn't like that.
We should watch
Batman
that.
and
Oh man, now we're gonna watch that tonight. He's like, we're gonna watch the Phantasm. We're gonna watch
It's really
tonight.
good. Well, like I saw it as like a thing that came out in 93, 94. Mid 90s it came out. It's really good. I liked it a lot. But if you get a chance, you guys both, there's an episode of the animated series where it's the Gray Ghost, where it's Adam West is the Gray Ghost, and it's awesome. And you get to see Batman just really be like a fanboy.
Nice. You and Anthony need to like hang out. Batman's his favorite character. He's like, I don't care what people say. I love Batman. He watches all of this. Like, I'll find him in the middle of the night watching animation stuff.
That's awesome.
So yeah, this is a cool pick.
This is our picks for the week.
Yeah,
for new reads.
I mean, there's a lot of books coming out. We have to just try to figure out, like, make it concise.
Yes, I'm trying to pick one.
Yeah, go ahead, Lucy. Cover this one.
Well, if you guys can get enough of us, and if you guys think we are so cool and we're the best, and you guys love us so much, make sure to check us out on Your Nirvana on the weekends. And make sure to check out Bird City Comics on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're everywhere. They have pretty awesome books, so for good prices. So make sure to check out their live. When do you guys go live?
You know, we try to go live Mondays and Saturdays. And guys, by the way, since Lucy brought this up, the Straight Out is number 5 exclusive that we did. It was an It homage. It sold out, but then we got or not the It, I'm sorry, the Something is Killing the Children book. My bad. Something is Killing the Children with Megan Hutchinson. It sold out. We always set some aside for damages, and we got them like in perfect condition. They looked really good. So we reloaded our website. This is a Jen trick. Our website's still priced at what we started them at, but they are selling for a ton more on eBay. So before going to eBay, check out birdcitycomics.com and see if you can snag one up before we sell out on the second reload. So to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then, Lucy, what's this deal with cover price and Flipside?
Well, Matt over at Cover Price, it's giving us an awesome deal. For 2 months, you get if you subscribe for 2 months, you pay only $1.99 for 2 months, and it's unlimited. So you don't have to do your 5 look what would you call it, like five comment lookups a day. Lookups a day. So if you don't have to do that, it could be unlimited for 2 months, and it's only $1.99, and the code is Flipside. So you guys can use our code, the channel's code. It's Flipside, and you get only $1.99 for 2 months.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's really good.
It's such a great resource. If you're a seller, if you're a buyer, I mean, either way, this is something that you should have in your life. Well, so, like Lucy said,
$2. It's like, but I also love that they let you just try it out. Try it out for free. You get 5 books just to see what it's like, right? Mm-hmm. Be careful with your 5. Be like, what 5? And then you type them in and see how you like it.
Yeah, they're on Instagram. If you guys message them or anything, another thing, they do awesome giveaways, guys. One of my friends, I just got an email that one of my friends on Instagram, he won one of those. It was an exclusive comic. I honestly can't remember which one it was. And I saw his name, and I messaged him right away. I DM him. I was like, "Did you know you won?" He's like, "Oh my god, I didn't even know. I haven't checked my email." But you just won. That is so cool. So make sure to check them out on Instagram because they also have awesome giveaways.
And then super quick, because we're talking about Jen Bartel, she has her own website that has prints available between like $20 and $30, and then there's like pins and there's like other merch on there. And I was like, this is really cool. I think we put the description in we put the link in our description. We
did, yeah. So the link's in there, guys. The link to Cover Price is in our description, and Bird City. So make sure you guys check all of it out. We will be back next. What site are we discussing? We're discussing Cover Price, but it's spelled, again, the link is in our description because the cover is spelled without an E. Check it out. It's really, really good. We'll be back next Tuesday with another market report, another spotlight. And don't worry, Tula Lotte will be coming up in the next few weeks. So stay tuned. Give us a thumbs up. And we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.